So, the design. The land is a hillside with a little creek, back creek at the bottom. North is forward out of the page. And so if I wanted to face the windows north, the house would be long and odd, not fitting on the hill. So what people would often do is excavate, just go like this and off we go, put a house on it. I didn't want to do that because I like my little hillside. So what I did was break the house, this is in floor plan now, break the house up into two pieces and join them. And that allowed north light to both sections of the house, whilst allowing the hillside, the house to sit nicely on the hillside. The house itself is broken up into a living area. That means you get nice views out of the living room window down into the valley. And at the back, bedrooms, which get a little bit more privacy because they have the front volume of the house in front of them. So here we have the living room and one bedroom here, another bedroom here, bathroom, and in the middle there's the laundry. The kitchen on this wall, and the windows, I set them back to give them shade. So this was a way of keeping within the one simple roof shape and providing shade for all the windows. So here's the windows, large north windows that get plenty of sun, and these all have curtains over the top. So the one thing you'll notice about the plan is it's quite compact. By being small, it uses less materials and it's less area to heat and cool. The walkway is essentially just the standing space of the laundry, doubling up on the use of that space. The windows to the north are all large and openable, and there's also a large window in the bathroom which is openable, and there's also various other windows to the east and west. So this provides very good airflow right through the house in all directions. And this means that at night you can open up the windows and doors, they've all got fly screens, and purge all the heat out of the house. So it's cool for the next day. Construction details. So in section, the house has concrete blocks and it's got a footing underneath. At some future stage I'm going to lay stone up the side of those. Here's the grass. Compacted sand in there, and then did a layer of insulation all the way around, right along the bottom and up the side. So what that did was make a bathtub, which we could lay or pour the concrete slab inside. And then what that did is thermally isolate the slab, which is now thermal mass to the house. It's a burnished concrete slab, so it gets a darker colour, which is good for getting the sun's, absorbing the sun's heat. And then the wall, stud wall, is in this position, and so you can see there's no thermal bridge anywhere. The insulation goes all the way underneath the slab to the wall, up inside the framing, around, and then down again. What we actually did here was we put another layer of framing outside of that with more insulation. So there's double the thickness of insulation in the walls and also in the ceiling, and that all wraps around the whole building. Finishes. It's a very sparse palette. Internally there is recycled timber, and there is the concrete, which is a burnished concrete floor, and then there's brass used as an inlay, and also the fixtures are brass, and then the paint is a lime wash paint on the walls. And then externally there's recycled galvanized iron and timber again, which is a rough sawn silver top ash. These materials were finished with natural oils. We used a Livos oil and also a hard wax oil. The hard wax oil went in wet areas and also a kitchen bench. I decided not to use melamine carcasses in the joinery, but instead used a film face ply. I did that for longevity and also because it's got an EO emissions rating. And the lime wash paint is also VOC free. In the garden we grow as much of our own food as we can. I split the main veggie garden area into 4 beds, each around I think about 25 meters in size, and what that did was allows us to grow in one garden and then keep rotating around. So if I'm planting tomatoes in my summer garden, those tomatoes won't go into the same garden for another 4 years. We have a worm farm located some distance from the garden, and all the water from the house goes to the worm farm. The grey, black and all other water, and then that's, after the worms have done their thing, that's pumped back up into the garden. Not in where the veggies are growing, but there's fruit trees grown between the lines, and these lines remain grass and they remain green in the summer, which is lovely. The house is all electric. You may have noticed there's no solar panels on the house itself, but there's a shed down the hill a little way tucked in the trees, and that's got a skillion roof at just the right angle for the sun, facing north again, and that has 30 panels on top, which is 11.7 kilowatts. It's got Enphase microinverters, and the solar panels produce 4 to 5 times as much electricity as we use. It's grid connected, so we send all the excess off to other people to use. Thank you. I forgot the sun. I wish you all the best.